A Shinn Show, a Shinn Show, a Shinn Show, a Shinn Show. I don't know why you guys don't join me on that. I mean,
all right, because it's not going to be synced up. I don't know exactly when you're going to drop in. All right, first off, and when you say those words into your mic and it gets to my headphones, it's not.
There's
and
a delay.
I try to sync up with you. It's not going to work.
All right? Okay, got it.
What we need to do is have a pre-recorded intro at some point that we should do maybe offline, and then we are not trying to, hit that golden moment every podcast.
That's a good point. Well, in the meantime, however, it is a Shinn Show, the Genuine Hog Lagoon. That's a callback to last week's episode, which no one has yet heard. Very few. It's a select crowd. The good thing about doing these episodes the way we're doing them is that ultimately, once people get addicted, they'll be able to go back to a whole range of episodes that no one has yet heard. So is somebody like playing the drums back there? What's going on?
It's a bottle cap.
Oh, I see. Very good. I could hear that. That's wonderful. That's great sound quality.
That's good sound quality right there, my man.
It sure is.
I mean, it wasn't me, but it sure sounded like a bottle cap.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, as always, we are brought to you by Ziff's, a fine dining establishment in Invercargill, New Zealand. And I actually got their name right on that. I
was very pleasantly surprised.
Hey, I have an update on that, guys.
Yeah, I'm listening.
So, a friend of mine has a friend from New Zealand who's visiting the States for a couple weeks.
Oh, shit.
Yes. So I had the opportunity to ask, hey, have you heard of our wonderful sponsor, Ziff's?
No.
They had not.
Yeah, okay. Well,
but now they're interested. Well. Right. So we may have actually sent legitimate business their way.
Which is awesome.
Tell this New Zealander to tell Ziff's that we sent him.
I will.
He'll get a free Mediterranean flatbread sandwich.
Yes.
Right, assuming they serve that, which we don't actually know.
We don't.
We have no idea.
I am assuming, yes, that they serve that.
Which would be nice. It would be great if they did serve that. But in any event, it would be nice, actually, if Ziff's even knew that we were claiming that they were sponsoring us, which, of course...
One day they will. We will continue to claim that they sponsor us until they actually do it, until we get a cease and desist. One of those two things.
Right, a cease and desist letter might be the way to go from their point of view. In any event... What's that, Brad?
I'm currently looking at the Ziff's menu.
Oh, yeah, we've done that.
Oh, are we shattering the mystery?
No, don't. Just leave it. Just leave it. Leave it, Brad. We don't care. It's fine.
Be the keeper of secrets for us, Brad.
You got it.
Okay, very good. All right, so we're on to our structure. We're going to go with a structured format based on listener feedback because we care about the listeners. We're all about the listeners.
Loosely structured, we're giving it a shot.
Right. We'll see how this
might go off the rails a little bit.
Oh,
from time
I was informed that we went a little too off the rails last time. So
No, we didn't. It was fine.
It was great. I listened to it. It was terrific.
Just be in denial.
It was a wonderful show. All right. So our basic format is threefold. We're going to start, though, with current events. And the first current event I'm going to start with that is of interest to me is the following, which is that the Trump administration reportedly is considering initiating an antitrust action against Google, Facebook, and other online media for, among other things, potential bias.
All right, antitrust action. What is that?
Yeah, break that down. Break that down for us.
So what that suggests is that they would then go in with attorneys and say that they are too big and they are therefore harming consumer choice, and that as a result, they would need to be broken up. Now,
hey, why the hell don't they do that with I don't know, Comcast or, the 7 TV corporations that run our lives?
Yeah. Now, that's way more important than Google. You know what I'm saying? Google, everyone uses Google. I know they're collecting data on you based on what you search.
Well, I mean, okay.
But still, it's an application. Like, it has real world use. Like Comcast and all these cable companies and shit, like they just are huge and charge you big money because they can. And you have no other choice.
Exactly.
Okay. But two things. One, I can kind of see, so we're talking about Comcast, right? And how they should probably be broken up so we're not in a monopoly. Like, I understand where they're coming from in terms of not wanting all of our information to come from a single organization. That's how think about how the Chinese government censors all of the information that it gives to the citizens. It's the same thing. Google could be tainting our worldview, and how would we know?
How would we know?
You're right. Well, I mean, you just check the source. all Google does is give you an option to check the source.
Yeah,
That's
Google
true,
doesn't
but what if they
change.
hide sources?
If it limits the options, yes.
They took out their do no evil clause, okay?
I don't know what that is. What's that?
Originally, Google's corporate motto was do no evil. Now their corporate motto is apparently it's okay to do some evil.
Some evil.
Especially
for profit.
if they're paying you, MasterCard.
For profit.
Mild
Only
malicious,
for profit.
mild malicious intent.
Mild malicious intent, exactly, which is so much better than direct and deliberate malicious intent, in my opinion.
Hey, capitalist greed gets us all eventually.
So the real issue for me is that as we look at Facebook and Google, there's two separate issues because ultimately Google and Facebook both have one product, and that product is your data. Now, how they get you to provide that data is providing you a service that you find irresistible. In the case of Google, it's email, maps, Keep, docs,
information, all information.
Yeah.
Facebook has no practical use. You're not using Facebook for any real shit. You know what I mean?
Well, sure it does. I don't keep in contact with my colleagues from college except through Facebook.
Why the fuck would you? If you don't see them on a regular basis and
Because
shit,
networking
they don't got your number.
No, because networking is big
I guess in
the professional industry, and Facebook is an informal way to do that.
I'm telling you, Facebook is the most powerful communications tool ever devised.
Yeah, I just don't. It's too big brother for me. I know I sound like a fucking tinfoil hat type person, but it's just that is a blatant, like, we're taking your data, we're stealing it.
Well, but this is exactly what we're talking about, right? Like we surrender basically our privacy for these conveniences.
That's exactly right.
That's what I'm saying, is that you surrender. I'm not going to do that. Like, I don't feel comfortable.
And that's your choice. You don't have to do that.
I don't get why people feel comfortable doing that.
Well, for the same reason that you feel comfortable doing that with Google, that's the same reason people feel comfortable doing it with Facebook, because, hey,
yeah,
how
but
am
I don't tell Google
to...
where I am and what I like. Like, I just search stupid shit on Google. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yes, and they're
Here's the difference between Facebook and Google is Facebook made it cool for you to willingly give up all your information. Google gleans the information from you based on what you search and what websites you go to. Facebook is different in that you give it up willingly. Like, you just explicitly state all the shit you do and all the shit you like and where you're at all the time. You know what I mean?
No, because you do the exact same thing with Google. What do you think you're doing with Google Maps? You don't think they're tracking your location at all times when you say, I want to go from here to there?
Well, I mean, I don't use Google Maps that much. I purposely have my location.
It doesn't matter. There was an article recently that showed that does not matter. Google, if you have an Android phone and you have Google products installed on your Android phone,
they just know where you're at.
Yeah, they are still collecting your location data.
Yeah, keep in mind their new motto, do some evil.
There you go, man. I can't get away. I might as well get on Facebook. Well, Facebook sucks. It's whack. So, like, I just hate seeing, like, when people post status on there, I'm like, I don't give a fuck unless it's something cool. Like, and it's never anything. And I don't post shit on there because I'm like, no one gives a fuck what I'm thinking right now.
That's that's not true. People do. But the real issue is that Facebook makes the unreal appear real. So it is the most potent communications tool, the most potent propaganda tool that has ever been invented. And in my view, it is so powerful that it should not be in the hands of ordinary people. That's my own view.
Well, what do you mean? What, like, just rich people can hey, I just got coffee at fucking Starbucks and put that on their wall?
No,
only rich
he's saying that only...
That's the kind of shit that I'm saying nobody cares about. When you post on Facebook, oh my God, I had dinner at Olive Garden, it was so delicious, you get 3 likes. No one cares. Like, you could have gone your whole life without reading that shit. It would have made 0 difference. Except the difference now is, like, that person's annoying. Why would they think that I care? Why would they think that I want to know that they had delicious Olive Garden today?
Well, that's...
because maybe there's somebody else on their friends list who does care.
If you ask, hey man, what'd you eat today? Olive Garden. Oh, well, how was it? Oh, good. Oh, yeah. That makes sense. But just announcing that out, I don't know. I'm being cynical right now. I just say stuff. Yeah. I don't know, man.
You are being cynical, and you are just saying stuff. What I will tell you about the reality of Facebook is simply that it makes the unreal seem real. You look at Facebook, and it appears as if what you're seeing and reading is reality. But if someone is skilled, they can craft the image and message with that image such that the unreal is now seemingly real. And that's a very, very powerful thing. It's every bit as powerful as television was in the 50s. And the government in the 50s was so alarmed about the potential propaganda use of television that they regulated under something called the Federal Communications Commission and included something called the Fairness Doctrine, which said if you say anything on TV that espouses a particular political point of view, you must give the opposite political view equal time. Now, they did away with that in the 80s, but can you imagine if that was the policy on Facebook today?
Well, no one would use it. I'm not going to take the time to type out why everything is cool. Like, I'm like, yeah, fuck. Yeah. All right, hypothetically, I'd be like, yeah, fuck Obama. And then, like, this stupid person who's, like, just getting on Facebook and trashing the president is honestly going to type out another, like, equal and fair soliloquy on the other. Yeah, like, okay, fuck Obama, but he did have pretty good policy backing. It's not gonna happen.
It's so weird because that is how I try to conduct myself on Facebook.
Right, exactly, because you're a sensible, reasonable, rational person. I think you may be the only one in the country.
Yeah, thank you. I'll take that.
It's rare. I don't know. I just don't. It's same thing with Instagram and what is it?
I have come to the conclusion that I am too old to understand how the hell Instagram works.
See, because it doesn't matter.
I don't get it.
It's because it doesn't matter, Sarah. You know it doesn't matter. You're like, okay, if it mattered, you would be able to figure it out. You can figure any of that shit out.
Yeah, I keep thinking
it don't matter, and you know it don't matter. It's stupid.
But it's all stupid.
But it is a hobby. It is a hobby for some people. Some people make money off that shit.
Are you kidding?
Oh yeah, there's paid partnerships. Yeah.
I can't remember which of the Kardashians. Who cares? But one of the Kardashians is an Instagram billionaire. So
but she had a bit of a head start, right?
Well,
yeah, she already had a couple million in the bank. It's not really.
She had pre-generated interest.
That's a good way of putting it.
A
very good. Hey, speaking of pre-generated interest, although I said we weren't ever going to introduce ourselves, I'm Pete. You're Sarah. Nick is the one who's filled with hate. Today. Many times there's a lot of good love there, but today just filled with hate against the social media.
Just on Facebook.
Just on Facebook.
Just social media. It's just dumb. I'm sorry. There's nothing anyone could ever say to me to convince me that social media is not dumb. It's dumb. Like, I know all the people I need to know in real life.
You know what it is?
And I got you in my phone.
It's attention-seeking behavior, and people fall prey to that.
I'm just telling you
Everybody
right now.
wants to be acknowledged.
Hear me now and believe me later. Facebook, and obviously to a lesser extent Twitter, Instagram, these means of communication are absolutely unbelievably powerful propaganda devices.
Oh, I know as far as propaganda, it's a dangerous application. But that does not change the fact that it's dumb. Like, if it was all taken away right now, if Facebook, Instagram, Twitter was just erased from the planet, some aliens came and they're like, yeah, we've gotten your mainframe, erased it, and it ain't never coming back. How destroyed would your life be?
Not very. Not
at all, dog. Because it's not real.
I will say that I would lose some pictures. Because there are some pictures that have migrated phones that have only gone to Facebook. That would suck.
Well,
I'd like a 2-hour warning period. And sure, it's my fault that I don't have it backed up to some sort of cloud media thing. But you tell that to 2009 me.
It's right. It's too late now. It's too late. The die is cast. So to kind of conclude that, because ultimately we started by talking about the fact that the Trump administration is looking at an antitrust action potentially against Google and Facebook and maybe Twitter.
Right, which I don't like.
Well, you don't like it. I think that it might be the right thing to do, albeit for the wrong reasons.
I agree with Dad on that one.
But at the end of the day, I do think that if anybody goes after those companies because they are so powerful in terms of the influence that they have in people's lives, I mean, it's just like Sarah was saying, well, I don't really care, but can you give me a couple hours warning? I mean, you're messing with the bull there, and it's got some horns. I'm just saying. So be advised. Interesting times, no question about it. All right. And by the way, don't forget to check us out on Facebook at A Shinn Show. Okay? Great.
Hey,
do we have Facebook?
Do we have Facebook? No, but we're gonna have to have that. That's just a thing that we're gonna have.
People send me links to things on Facebook, and I purposely don't click on them because it's on Facebook.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that, guys, and Twitter and some other things. Yes,
except for our podcast. If someone sends you a link up to our podcast on Facebook, then you should click on it.
Click on it immediately
because ours is the one that's not dumb. Everything else dumb. Not ours though. Not ours though.
It's so smart. It's so smart.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Sarah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Bringing things back around to smart things.
Yes.
So the Trump administration is doing this antitrust thing, but why did they kill net neutrality?
That was Ajit Pai. That was the chairman of the FCC. You want to know why? Because Verizon paid him a lot of money.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's the obvious answer, but the less obvious answer is that. I don't know, dog. I mean,
well, really, the less obvious answer is that, all right, it opens the market for smaller companies.
Yeah, net neutrality does.
Paper, yeah. Well, no, what they're saying is that, I don't know what they're saying. I lost my train of thought. I had a whole fucking
what you're saying is that you think that the anti-net neutrality gave smaller, media companies a chance to thrive, but it's the opposite.
Yeah. On paper, that's what it's supposed to be, but it is the opposite because it's monopolized. Now, a smaller company can come in and give you better prices, but who is that small company really?
Well, and the other thing about net neutrality is that if it was, without net neutrality, then Cox Cable, which, Cox is who we get our internet communications with. If you don't want to do satellite, they could charge you.
CenturyLink.
That's satellite. They could charge you.
We got a satellite on our house.
What?
I have CenturyLink and there is no satellite.
It's DSL. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. I'm pretty sure it's not cable.
What is DSL?
It comes through your phone line versus a cable. I mean,
right.
Do you even have cable TV?
All right, this is a whole. No, I don't have.
Yeah, that's a whole other. This is a whole other thing.
I'm getting off.
You don't care about. You have internet. That's all you care about.
Yeah.
But my point is, I guess, and we're getting away from the topic, but they could charge you $20 a month to watch streaming things, as opposed to just the basic internet package. So you have your basic internet package, but they would block access to Netflix and Hulu unless you paid this $20.
Yeah, that's the
which I still
argument.
think is going to happen because cable is dying.
And of course, the old throttle the speed, the kilobits per second. Oh, you want to download this song? Yeah.
But in fairness, now net neutrality has been done away with for some number of months, and they certainly have not moved to do that yet, in part because there would be such an outcry from consumers. So I do think, and by the way, California is about to, or has certainly discussed, implementing a much more rigorous net neutrality standard. And I will tell you, once the individual states start getting involved, that could be a whole different thing. So I don't think that the end of net neutrality is really the end necessarily. Certainly it's not the end of the story.
Well, and I read somewhere once that California tends to be a trendsetter in terms of legislation.
They tend to be a trendsetter in fashion and all sorts of other ways. Yeah, we'd miss them. We'd miss them if they were gone. I'll tell you that. We'd miss them.
I'll say, though, that, we would miss them. If they just dropped off the shelf, fell into the ocean.
Yeah.
Oh, California's just gone.
Right.
Yeah, we'd miss them.
Yeah.
So I'd say, what would I say? Oh, yeah, so you remember how you just said, it's not so bad yet. I'm just going to refer to the story of the frog in the cold water, in the pot on the stove. All right? They slowly turn up the heat. They don't throw it in the boiling water first because then it's just going to jump right out. The frog won't have it. So you keep it in the cold water, and then you slowly turn the heat up. And then by the time it realizes that it's in boiling water, it's too late because it's boiled. Yeah. That's what I'm going to relate that story to here.
You know what most people don't share, though, when they're talking about that story? There's a point when the water's really nice and warm, where it's so pleasant.
You're right. There is. I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
There is at one point.
Right. It feels really good at one point.
Jacuzzi level.
Right. Exactly. I don't think we're even there yet. I'm still feeling a little nipply.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, that's current events. I think we've really hammered that.
Well, we hammered it down.
Oh, okay. Brad had what you got, Brad?
It's very minor. It's nothing important. South Korea hosted a music festival in North Korea because they wanted to be friends again. And so they had all these K-pop, which is like Korean pop.
Yeah, K-pop. Yeah, I've heard of that.
We're all about it.
Are you talking about when the North Koreans are all just washed? Yeah, dude. They are Stonewall Jackson. They are not happy about that K-pop. They're just. It's about what? Like maybe 1,000 people. I don't know. Maybe 500 people.
Yeah, and oh goodness me, there's like thousands.
So, Brad,
and the K-pop is the girls are all dancing and shit. It's some go-go music, you know? Everyone's supposed to be like, you see concerts in South Korea where the K-pop.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, I've seen that. I've seen, like, footage.
Yeah.
They're losing
They're crying. Shit. They're crying and shit. They're throwing up, vomiting, and passing out on the ground in ecstasy. Yeah, okay? But in here in North Korea, dude, they were all in three-piece suits and some black dresses, sitting down on some benches, just looking straight up Stonewall Jackson in the face. They were not having it. They were not allowed to have a good time.
Yeah, Absolutely. You know why? Because K-pop does not praise and adulate the Dear Leader. I mean, until K-pop gets with the Dear Leader program, I mean, it's going to be hard for North Koreans to get behind.
There was probably snipers in the towers just waiting for someone to smile or waiting.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's...
I don't know. That's probably a bit of an exaggeration. I don't know about a sniper.
No,
they'd probably do you the courtesy of throwing a hood over your head and drag.
Minor kidnapping.
Yeah, minor. Well, yeah, thanks for bringing that up. You know what, though? It does point to a bigger issue, which is the fact that I do think that they're having some movement on the North Korean, South Korean diplomatic front. Hey, that's a good thing for the world. Anything that moves those two nations closer together, I think that's, in general, a good thing.
It's interesting you bring that up, Brad, because I saw this video. South Koreans, they take barbecue real seriously. You know what I mean? So like the big chefs,
dude,
they come to America
Korean
and shit
barbecue, though?
I
absolutely have.
Yeah, yes, I have.
We need to go.
Oh my gosh.
It's so
yeah, let's do it next time you're in town.
I'm the only one. I'm the only one who hasn't had it. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've
Sarah,
never
had it?
Yeah, Sarah's had it. Haven't you?
Okay.
Sarah's not talking. Sarah, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Have you had South Korean barbecue since you brought it up?
If I say no, does that make me a hypocrite?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, because you're like, dude, we gotta go.
Well, because it's on my list of things to do.
All right. The point is, North Koreans, I saw a video where North Koreans were trying, they had gone to South Korea. It wasn't just South Korean barbecue, but it was all kind of barbecue. And like, you know, this fucking chef in South Korea had come to America and studied it here and shit and came back to South Korea and brought it to his country and it's delicious. Everybody lives it. But they're giving the forks to the North Korean people to eat the barbecue and they can't even get past the forks. Like, they ain't never seen that shit. They don't know what it is. And then once they explain to them what forks are, they're like, oh, we're not supposed to use these. This is what Western people use. But inferior people use not allowed to use these. They had to teach them how to use it and shit. That's how crazy it is over there. There's certain cutleries they're not allowed to use because we use them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, what that is it's indoctrination. North Korea, and this is what I'm saying about efforts to move these countries closer together, because anything that helps reduce or break through the indoctrination of North Korean people is something that is going to actually help advance that country, because North Korea, they're totally indoctrinated. It is an indoctrination state from the moment that you're born until the moment you die. It is a totalitarian regime that is, so to the extent that these peace movements are introducing new information and new customs and an outside perspective into what is known as the Hermit Kingdom.
It's totally alien.
Yeah, it is. So, I mean, I think that will go a long way towards facilitating actual rapprochement, if you will, between North and South Korea.
Excellent. You're saying barbecue is going to be a good way.
Barbecue is the way to go. I mean, What can't it solve?
What can't barbecue solve? Besides some sort of vegan or vegetarian problem.
Right.
You could put barbecue sauce on anything vegan or vegetarian, and it would be good. I don't know about anything, but
probably be an improvement over much of it.
Some steamed broccoli, and then you throw some barbecue sauce on that bitch.
Oh, delicious. Well, and so much
for current events. I don't even like
events.
broccoli at all.
So it's time. It's movie time. I have not seen a single movie this week, and I'll tell you why. We were discussing seeing a movie last night. We looked at our local theater, and the offerings on tap they didn't do it for me.
Yeah, they didn't. They weren't up to snuff.
I saw a movie recently.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was a John Cho flick, and the name is escaping me right now. I think it was called Searching. So.
Oh, is that where his daughter went missing?
Yes. So it was a fascinating film because it was told solely through social media. So the only time you saw actors on screen was when they were like FaceTiming or doing video chats.
Really?
Yeah. So the rest of it, you saw him using iMessages to communicate with the detective who was assigned to his daughter's case and his family and his daughter's friends. And it opened with kind of like a screen share of an old Windows XP computer, and it had his wife and his daughter using it. It was really interesting.
Okay.
It sounds
there's
like
some kind of twist that you don't want to reveal.
Yeah, but I'm not commenting on the plot line of the movie. It was kind of
just how they shot it.
Right, solely on the media that it used. It was really interesting. Hang on, my dogs are having a crisis. I gotta go investigate.
Yeah, sounds like Ermac is having a real problem. And just for those who might not know, Sarah has a Great Dane named Ermac and a Chihuahua named, I can't remember what its actual name is, but it's often
her
called
name is
Wee Wee.
Lily.
Yeah.
Her God-given Christian name is Lily, but everyone calls her Wee Wee.
Because she's
and
wee.
there's also a German short-haired pointer named Moose.
Right.
He's the old man.
Right. But that's quite a number of animals they've got over there. It's quite a menagerie.
Yeah. A menagerie is a good term.
Because it's not just the
birds,
dogs.
Some reptiles, a cat, 3 dogs.
Yeah. I mean, and that's all true. Are any birds? Did you say birds?
Yeah, I said a couple birds. Yeah. Well, there were 2 birds, but then they got that cat, and that cat ripped the motherfucking head off of one of those birds. No bullshit. I think they had to maybe get another one. Birds don't do well on their own. Right. You know?
Yeah, they need to be paired up.
Social creatures.
They get lonely.
Yeah.
Especially after one is traumatized by watching another one get its head ripped off by a cat.
Yeah. Right before its very eyes, shivering in its cage, waiting for the monster to come back.
Probably some significant PTSD for that bird.
Yeah.
Oh, without question. But going back to the movies, I did see a 3-minute movie review which summed up the Predator movie really well.
Oh, dude, that Predator movie just flew in under my radar. That was one of those movies. I was in Nebraska City last week, and I just seen it on the fucking marquee, and I'm like,
that was the point, though. Like, I think that they didn't do a whole lot of advertising.
No, they did. They did do.
I did not see a single damn thing, and I'm like, oh, they're just showing old Predator for whatever reason.
No,
and they're like, no, it's new. It's all new.
It's called The Predator.
Yeah.
Instead of Predator, it's The Predator.
Right. So it's totally different.
We got enough money in the budget for a second word.
You're right.
So you saw a 3-minute review, Bradley. What happened?
Yes. All right. So he's basically explaining that it was a very entertaining movie. It's a very entertaining movie. There was a pause, and then he said, but it's dog shit.
Oh. All right.
That's okay.
Those are my favorite kind of movies.
Yeah, I like movies that you know are going to be bad, and that's why you never see them.
Those are called cult classics.
Yes, but it's like The Room with Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
But he said that the fighting, the action in it was what made it funny. There's a lot of accidental physical humor. He explained that one of the scenes, one of the predators threw somebody against the wall, and their arms and legs just popped off their body. Which was
that's funny. That's funny.
Quick spoiler for this movie. Apparently, there's an extra big alien that hunts you, like a big predator that hunts the other predators. Apparently, that guy kills himself by shooting himself in the head.
Wait. So there is a predator that hunts other predators.
That's why it's called The Predator.
But he's bigger though. He's just bigger.
He's big. He's like red-ish, and apparently he shoots himself in the head and kills himself.
All right. Well, he's
the Predator, a story of
hunter
depression.
In the universe.
Well, even the greatest hunter in the universe can get depressed. Apparently.
Yeah. Depression affects all creatures, not just terrestrial ones. All right.
Well, that's a great 3-minute. I will say that of that review. After that review, I feel like maybe we should see that film.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm always down to see some shit like that, dude. Mm-hmm. I just like Predator and Alien and all that shit.
I've never seen either of those.
Oh, you've never seen that?
There's only 500 movies of each. What do you mean?
Right.
How have you missed it? I mean,
how have you missed all 500 each of those category of movie?
Well, apparently I was born at just the right time.
Or just the wrong time, depending on your point of view.
Did you guys see the Predator movie where they take people from all around the world and take them to the Predator planet?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, I guess I have seen Prometheus. Wasn't that some sort of...
Yeah, that was an alien movie.
Yeah.
That's alien shit.
That was an alien.
Okay, well, I'm just saying that's the only one that I've seen.
Yeah, and by the way, Prometheus, I thought that was a terribly disappointing film. I was
terribly disappointing, you say?
I did.
Yes.
I did.
I haven't seen it.
Explain to me why.
Because there were so many plot holes in that movie. So many. I mean, it's got dueling robots. It's, there's so many ways that thing could have gone.
Offhandedly, you say dueling robots. That sounds good.
That sounds good. And yet, it wasn't good. The robot...
And yet they managed to make it not good.
Exactly. You'd think that would be great, but they managed to make it not good. That's exactly right.
People say that about Pacific Rim, too.
Oh, really?
Well, I was just going to say...
Come at me with Pacific Rim. I was just going to
say Pacific Rim is like...
I like it. I like the movie.
What do you want from that fucking movie? It's dudes in giant robot suits fighting giant monsters, all right? If you expect anything more or less than that, then that's on you, bro.
That was a great...
Okay, here's the thing.
I mean, it passed the Bechdel test, okay? It had a great female protagonist.
Wait. You can't just say that shit. Yeah. What is the Bechdel test?
Yeah, is that like the doctor?
That sounds like some shit you just made.
Hey,
not at all.
This is a great opportunity for me to lay down some fucking knowledge on you.
All right.
You Neanderthals.
Okay, so we're gonna look it up because I don't want to speak out of turn here.
Right.
Well, the Bechdel test is a method for evaluating the portrayal of women in fiction. It asks whether a work features at least two women who talk to each other about something other than a man. Which, guess what, usually doesn't happen in Hollywood.
It's true.
The requirement that two women must be named, like have names in the movie, is sometimes added. About half of all films meet these criteria.
Yeah, about half. And that's up from 0 in the past. I mean, it's...
Right.
Typically film in Hollywood is focused solely on men. Women have been strictly objects.
I was trying to think. I think it was Mad Max, though. I thought it was Pacific Rim, but I think it was Mad Max that... almost invented an entirely new standard for women portrayal in Hollywood. So here's the female perspective from Pacific Rim. A+, go by it. Meiko Mori is a fucking badass.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm going back to the original point. It's giant robots fighting giant monsters. That's all I wanted, and that's what I got.
Right.
Plus a dose of surprise feminism.
Right. Exactly.
I guess I didn't even remember. Like they did it so smoothly.
That's what I'm saying. That's how you got to treat feminism.
I don't remember nobody in that movie though.
Here's this movie. Here's what the movie is. It's basically Power Rangers followed with a score that's down, 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 and it's just so amazing.
It's better than Power Rangers. Hey, did you guys hear about the fucking Red Power Ranger? The original Red Power Ranger. I always bring this shit up.
What? What about the original Red Power Ranger?
He went crazy, dude. He went crazy. He was after the original Power Ranger shit. Oh yeah, he did some shit, some shady stuff, and he got thrown in prison. I think he robbed an old man or some shit. Okay, and he was about to before he got sentenced to his actual sentence, he attempted to cut his own dick off with a pen in an attempt in his cell in an attempt to appear insane for his trial, right?
I would
not
say
guilty
that's
on grounds of insanity.
Yeah, that's
and the judge.
Yeah,
the judge heard all this shit. He's seen all the evidence, and he was like, "Yeah, nice try. 50 years in prison." So this dude's got half a penned up dick, and he's spending the rest of his life in prison. That was the Red Power Ranger, y'all. We was watching him as a kid, kicking aliens' asses, giving us life lessons.
And now look at him. He's in prison.
I used to play Power Rangers on, the playground at Northside, and I was trying to remember who played the Red Ranger, but I can't remember.
Well,
where's he now?
I remember the Green Ranger. I remember the White Ranger, pink and yellow, obviously.
Black Ranger.
There was only two girls. I remember the Black Ranger. I can't remember who played the Red Ranger. Was he the main character?
Ranger. Was he?
Was he what?
Wasn't he like team leader or something?
Yeah, he might have been the main character.
All right. I know who played Red Ranger. It's kind of fitting. Okay, never mind.
Hey, by the way, I might just be full of shit on the color there. I don't know I'm pretty sure it was the Red Ranger. is one of the Power Rangers.
Well, I don't know what kind of conclusions I'm trying to draw with my childhood games and the real life Power Rangers. So
yeah, I'm not sure there's a relationship.
Does it matter?
Not sure there's a relationship there. I will say this, Nicholas, that it does seem like you should have some accuracy on the color of the Ranger. I mean, that should be an easy thing to look up. I'll stand by while you look that
You're
up.
right. You're right. All right. You're right.
But I do want to go back to this Pacific Rim thing, because are we talking about the first Pacific Rim movie or the second Pacific Rim movie?
I never saw the second one.
I never saw the second.
To be honest,
yeah,
it was not advertised enough. I only saw first.
It had
which Power Ranger went crazy? That'll be the search.
Okay, so Sarah, you're telling me about the second Pacific Rim film?
No, I mean, I was talking about the first one. I went to go see the second one because it had the guy from Star Wars in it, and I like him.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it was the Red Power Ranger. Okay. Ricardo Medina Jr.
Ricardo Medina Jr. He's the guy.
Yeah.
He was
arrested. He was arrested sometime for stabbing a dude to death.
Ooh, well, that's not robbing a guy.
With a samurai sword.
Oh, yeah, I kind of remember that now. I kind of remember the
samurai sword.
Yeah, that's appropriate for a Power Ranger, isn't it? I mean, don't they have kind of some... No, they really don't. They just had a lot of fake karate moves.
They just kind of danced at their enemies, and they kind of exploded.
Right. So, Sarah, what about the second Pacific Rim film? Yay or nay?
That
sounds like a no.
Huh. I mean, okay, I didn't like it as much as the first one, but again, it was giant robots fighting giant aliens. So
what are you expecting?
That's kind of what I'm looking for, right? That's what I like.
If I gave Pacific Rim, the original, a 5 out of 5, I would give the Pacific Rim 2 Uprising, I think it was called, a 3 out of 5.
Okay, so I gave the original Pacific Rim a 3 out of 5, and so I would probably give the sequel then probably a 2. Yeah, that's a lot of heavy breathing going on there.
That's a lot of really heavy breathing.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I was just resting the mic against my face. That's getting out of my nose. I didn't realize this mic is really good.
Yeah,
it's just really good. I didn't realize.
Instead, it sounded like you got real intense about Pacific Rim.
It did.
I was just I was just breathing normally, but the mic's really close to my face. I'm sorry.
So I will tell you, just to kind of square away the movie conversation, and this is to be completely honest, there's just nothing in the theaters right now that I want to see. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Well, if Searching is there, you might want to give it a
Searching.
I mean, I didn't pay full price because, $5 movie Tuesdays.
Right. It's called Searching. That's what it's called. And John Cho directed.
Yep, he didn't direct it. He's the main actor.
Oh, I see.
He's the guy from Star Trek.
Oh, yeah.
He's a guy from Star Trek. He's also, I think, Harold from Harold and Kumar.
Oh.
I see. Yeah.
Is that Sulu? Sulu, Harold and Kumar?
Yeah, Sulu.
I'll be darned. I didn't realize Sulu was Harold from Harold and Kumar.
Ta-da!
Yeah. Yep. I meant to mention that too. Yeah, it's Harold. I always want to say Kumar, but it's clearly not.
Kumar is
the Indian one is Kumar.
Right.
It makes sense. I don't know why I want the Asian one to be Kumar. But
you're not the only one. I've heard that.
I just want to say Kumar is what it is. I just want.
It's a fun name.
Well, mission accomplished. Kumar. You said it. All right. Good job. Moving on to sports, boy, what a basket of information we've got on sports this week.
Oh,
and we have to go with the 56-10 drubbing that the Wolverines administered, the ass kicking that the Wolverines laid on the Nebraska Cornchuckers. Unbelievable.
It was a solid drubbing. Yeah, I will say that it was a drubbing. And it's fucked up. Is Scott Frost was all on TV at the pep rally. We're going to crush these guys. We're going to go over there. We're going to fuck them up. We're going to leave. He said that. He was talking big motherfucking shit at the pep rally.
Really? Was he dropping F-bombs at the pep rally?
No.
Oh, I see.
Of course he was. I just added that in.
That was a little bit of embellishment.
Right.
Improv.
Some added
for flavor.
Yeah. So, so Scott was not correct. Scott Frost was the opposite of correct on that deal.
Do you think he knew that he was going to be wrong? Like, do you think it was like totally just him... I don't know.
No, if you think that, then you've already lost. You know?
That's what I'm saying, though. I mean, he hasn't won yet.
That's a good point, Sarah.
You're right.
Deep down in his heart of hearts, he's not convinced.
How do we know he's not a sleeper agent?
For whom?
God.
A sleeper.
Miami.
No, but in the Nebraska context, he would be a sleeper agent for what? Ohio State.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't follow this sport.
Ohio State does not need a sleeper agent. They don't need that shit, especially not in Nebraska.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, we gotta watch out for the Corn Huskers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Keep
Better
them
send
down.
someone over there and get their fucking playbook.
You said corn really derisively, but have you ever been in a cornfield? Okay, there's something unsettling about it.
No, there is.
It's very
creepy.
unsettling.
And there's millions and millions of acres of corn in this country. 70 million, 80 million, something like that. It's a lot of corn. A lot of creepy spots in this country. Just drop you down in a cornfield. There's nothing for another 1,000 acres but corn.
Yeah. And it's taller than you are a lot of the time, so you don't know which direction you're going.
The sun's blocked out.
You see children with scythes, small ginger children.
That's when you want to run.
Yeah.
Named Patrick.
But you don't.
Doesn't matter if you're in a cornfield. If you see a small ginger child, you should just run the opposite direction.
I think
Shout out to all the ginger viewers.
I think
I'm
that's
joking.
I think that's unfair. I like redheaded people.
Okay, all right, that might be unfair.
You do realize that you carry the ginger gene, right? We're like pretty ginger on mom's side.
What the fuck are you talking about? I tan like a bronze god. My hair is blonde. My eyes are blue. I'm not fucking ginger.
Well, I am.
Well,
I freckle like a champ.
But you're not a ginger.
And both of our
Your hair is the same color.
Yeah, and guess what? There's a lot of red in our hair, kid.
No, there is not. That is that is false. That is false. There's not a single strand of red. Dad, has there ever in my life been any red hair on my head?
There's been some like reddish strands, perhaps.
What the fuck? How is this possible? How is this possible that now I'm ginger? I was never ginger my whole life. Now I've had red hair. You guys been keeping this for me?
No.
It's the South Park episode.
No, it's not that you are a ginger.
It's that you have ginger genes. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Can't argue genetics.
The fact is you've had some reddish strands.
Like, fuck, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was going to say.
All right, you know what? Maybe not any. Well, still, fine. Any child with a scythe. How about that?
Yeah, I agree.
Which is
racist.
It's a very aggressive sounding weapon.
What is racist about a child with a scythe?
Nothing.
I said no. I'm saying that it sounds less racist.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I love gingers.
Yeah.
Some of my best friends are gingers.
Yeah. Right. Some of my best.
I'm 1/16th ginger.
Right. Some of my best genes.
My friend's ginger. I can say that.
Yeah.
Is that a race? Is that really a race?
No,
but I couldn't think of what else to call it.
It's a hair color. That's what it is. That's all it is. No one should get uptight about it. I don't know why people do. It's just a thing.
If you saw a ginger child in the street, turn around and walk the other way, especially if they have a scythe. All right? That's it.
Really argue.
I'm not saying punt them across the street or that they shouldn't exist. I'm just saying walk the other way. Yeah, a ginger kid, not even a fully grown ginger man. You see a ginger man, you're fine. It's okay. He's grown into a man. But if you see a ginger kid, they haven't developed their soul yet. All right? So you got to go the other way. I'm just kidding. These are all jokes.
Right. Very funny.
Just say things.
Just very funny. So Scott Frost, he's not turning it around. Not at all.
No, he ain't.
He's not doing it.
No, he ain't.
So that's one thing. The other thing is that I saw of extreme interest is that Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov are
Nurmagomedov. That was close.
Close, but not quite.
Oh, dang it. One of these days I'm going to get that name correct. But Khabib and Conor, Conor is doing his usual shtick at the pre-fight weigh-in and at the pre-fight press conferences. This fight's on October 6th, if I'm not mistaken, right?
In that week.
And it involves Conor McGregor, so it's got to be a badass fight. Am I right?
Yep.
Boy, yeah.
Well, I mean, it doesn't
I
have
guess
to,
it involves Khabib.
Okay, so my point here simply is that Conor is up to his usual hijinks. And
he knows how to sell a fight.
He knows how to sell a fight. I have to say that because of Conor's hijinks, I am more interested in seeing this fight.
Well, it's working, isn't it?
That's his whole campaign, dude, is that he's such a little shitbird at the weigh-in. And then you're like, okay, I really want to see this motherfucker get his ass kicked. Yeah. That's what it is. And so you want to see his fight. And then he turns around and wins. So then you're like, okay, I want to keep watching this dude fight so I can
so that you can see his
someone kick his ass.
Downfall, yeah. Or you're in the other camp and you're like, you just support him because he's an excellent fighter. And
you're like, oh, he's talking all this shit and you can back it up. What a beast.
Right, exactly.
Which I get that. I get that.
Basically Jalen Ramsey.
I have two.
Who's Jalen Ramsey? What are you talking about?
The all-star quarterback in the NFL for the Jacksonville Jaguars, teamed up with AJ Boye, the iconic cornerback duo. I know myself.
Jalen Ramsey, the iconic cornerback that is backed up by AJ Boye. I see. Yeah, they're good cornerbacks. They are, and I will tell you, Jacksonville looked absolutely terrific last weekend against the Patriots. They did.
They looked good.
Shout out to the Browns for finally winning.
That's a good point.
For the first time since Christmas of 2016, right?
Yeah, more than 600 days between wins for the Brownies.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Someone said that. They're like, oh, yeah, it's Christmas of 2016. I was like, it's only a fucking year ago. It's only a season. What are you talking about? It's not that big deal for the Browns. And I was like, oh, shit, that was 2 years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah, that starts happening. Yeah, that starts happening a lot more often the older you get.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that was a few days ago. Oh, no, that was 17 years ago. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Where's my life
going? I've been losing long spans of time.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's a drag. But anyway, so congratulations to the Browns. That's a very good thing that I almost missed. Looking forward to that fight. And Tiger Woods may win his first tournament since 2013. He is going into, at the time that we are recording this, he is going into the final round of the Tour Championship with a 3-stroke lead.
All right, good for you, Tiger Woods. Woods. I mean, Tiger Woods. I don't know why I said Wills.
We should probably change his name to Tiger Wills. Maybe that would help. Because
what, you think he needs to reinvent himself completely?
I wouldn't hurt.
I mean, he kind of needs to.
He kind of needs. He got. They got him. He got all his shit took away, and now he's coming back. And this goes for a few different people, but like if you ever like see one of your friends get into a fight and your friend is kicking this dude's ass, and then you're like, okay, after a while you're like, all right, he's good, you got him, let him up. That's how I feel about Tiger Woods.
Oh, that he's suffered enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah, you got him. All right, he's cut. Let him up. And now he's doing it the old way because he lost all his motherfucking sponsorships. He was on a fast track to having nothing at all, and he got divorced from his wife, obviously, and she took half his shit. Now he's like worked his way back up through the public eye, getting sponsorships back again, and he's just really good. Like he's so good, you just can't deny it.
I understand. And Americans,
I don't even like golf either. I don't even give a fuck about it.
I do not like golf, but goddamn is he good at golf.
The results speak for themselves. He's terrific. But anyway, Americans love a comeback story, and Tiger Woods looks to be completing his comeback. Good for him.
Yep.
If he wins. Now, if he does not win after going into the third round, a lot of people are going to say that he's lost it. He just can't be the Tiger of old. He was very dominant.
He's lost his juice.
Lost his mojo.
He needs to win this.
Well, I mean, even if he has or hasn't lost his mojo, I mean, the craze, what's his name?
Tiger.
Tiger. I was trying to say Tyler. Tiger Woods.
Come on, man.
You messed it up earlier.
Right.
I said Wills, but I got the Tiger part right. The dude's name is Tiger. Right?
Okay. Well, I don't care. That's the problem.
Yeah, you're right.
The point is that even if he does or does not get his mojo back, the craze, the atmosphere for him, it's died.
Yeah, you're right. When he was first coming up, everybody was loving Tiger Woods. He was a fucking sensation. No one had seen no shit like that before, except maybe an Arnold Palmer.
I'm not old enough even myself to remember this, but from what I've seen, Arnold Palmer in the early to mid 60s had the same kind of unbelievable following that Tyler Wills had.
Tyler Wills. Yeah.
That's a whole other person.
His new name.
Tyler Wills.
That's what we're going with.
I didn't realize that Arnold Palmer was anything other than a drink. So
no, he was in. Yeah.
Well, he's deceased.
A golfer.
He's also a cadaver.
Yeah, if you ever see Arnold Palmer's, there will be like the cans. There's a dude on the can. That's Arnold Palmer.
The Arnold Palmer. Yeah, the late great Arnold Palmer. He really popularized golf in this country in a way that in some ways it hadn't been before. So rest in peace, Arnold Palmer. Good luck to Tyler Wills as he completes his comeback. Congratulations to the Browns. So sorry for the Huskers, and let's look forward to the Conor McGregor-Khabib Nurmagomedov fight.
There you go. That was good.
Yay!
That was good. Nurmagomedov. You got it that time.
I think we better wrap this up while I'm on a roll. So here's what we're going to do, okay? I'm going to play the harmonica, right? I'm just going to do a couple of bars, and then we're all going to do a Shinn Show theme together. A Shinn Show.
A Shinn Show.
A Shinn Show. A Shinn Show. A
Shinn Show.
A Shinn Show. A Shinn Show. Yeah, I think we did it that time. That was awesome. Good job. The Shinn Show is a production of Shinfluence, with hosts Pete Shinn and Nicholas Shinn. Join us next week, and remember to rate us on iTunes.